Welcome to Wellington's Wise Zone, a podcast dedicated to curate weekly sports conversations, be a constant sports hub for content and interview game changers within the community and the world. Back with another episode, Wellington's Wise Zone. And for my last episode, I had Barrett Knox, had an interview for the one before. I'm gonna be having some more interviews, some life lessons interviews coming up forward, but a lot to get into. The playoffs are heating up. The Spurs just advanced. The Thunder did a sweep. And we got the Lakers Rockets tonight. We also have Nuggets Timberwolves. We have some NFL draft topics, some new announcements in pop culture. But I wanted to start off with the Spurs and the Blazers because obviously with that one, the Spurs they're able to win in five. And for me personally, with this series, I feel as though the Spurs were kind of able to get the competition and the challenges that they needed. 114-95, Wemby was out when he had that big scare down with symptoms of a concussion. And so when I see this series, I feel as though San Antonio is in a good position, right? They're in a good spot. They're able to get rest. Minnesota without Anthony Edwards and DiVincenzo, you don't know how long you don't know like what the status is of Ant. I haven't heard anything about the status of Ant, but I feel as though it's gonna look a lot different. It's gonna look a lot different without Ant-Man and the Nuggets. I still think the Nuggets are gonna come back and win that series. So then you have to possibly face Denver. So the Spurs, they have like I'm gonna be real with you. With what I saw from De'Aaron Fox, absolutely consistent, right? 21 points. Um, Julian Champagne, 19 points. Dylan Harper, 17. I really like what I saw from the surrounding pieces. And I feel as though with the Spurs, it's all about testing. It's all about how are they going to look when they're tested. And that part of it is going to be set in motion if they're facing Minnesota. Now, if they're facing Denver, I think, okay, you got Wemby and then Jokic. How is that matchup going to look? Like, how are they going to duke it out? Because I still would say Jokic is the best big man in the league right now, and then Wembanyama is a close second. So yeah, I would say I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Spurs. Really, really liking it. And then it's going to be a wait and see for can Denver come back or is it Minnesota? Is Minnesota uh going to be able to just close it out and face the next round with a hampered team, a team that's not fully healthy and one that's going to have to deal with some opposition. So um, that's my thoughts on the Spurs. I wanted to get to the Knicks and Hawks game. Knicks were able to win 126-97. Jalen Brunson scored 39 points. Complete route for the Knicks. And a very interesting part with what I'm seeing with them is when their offense is just clicking and Brunson is playing well, running the offense well, scoring efficiently, and then you got Karl Anthony Towns being dominant which is what I would say is like the biggest part. Can Karl Anthony Towns be dominant? Like, can he actually get to a point where he's dominant against the Celtics? Because I think that will probably be the Eastern Conference Finals, Boston and New York. Um, that's going to be the biggest key, the biggest sign of Karl Anthony Towns' growth as a player. Can he actually get to a point where he's the dominant big? He's doing it. Um, I don't think so. I personally don't. I don't trust Cat like that. I still would give Boston the edge, but he's going to be the X factor. He's going to be the guy when you look at it, when the chips are down, can you propel us over a team like Boston? Can you do that? Because it's the Boston revenge series for that. Because I'm telling you, I know Tatum feels as though he should have still been the guy. Um, they should have had a great shot to repeat if he wouldn't have gotten injured. Obviously, injuries happen. You can't predict things, but he would probably feel as though, look. If I'm still there, if the Achilles tear doesn't happen, we're running it back. So I think that's going to be the biggest factor for the Knicks. But what happened in those two games that the Hawks won? CJ McCollum. It was CJ McCollum. He absolutely cooked them. So when the chef isn't cooking, and then you got the runner-ups, the not so five-star Michelin chefs, then you're gonna have some issues, right? And so that's what we're seeing with Atlanta, that CJ McCollum didn't have as good of a game, and the Knicks were able to advance. Celtics, Sixers, the Sixers are able to win 113-97. Joel Embiid scored 33. Um, you know, I'm not concerned about this game for Boston. I think sometimes when you um, live by the three, die by the three, okay, you're gonna have losses like this. Should they have lost this game? Absolutely not. In terms of just, for the opportunity of closing it out, they shouldn't have lost a game like this. But they did, and I feel as though like when you have the opportunity to extend things, and still give another team life, that can be dangerous. That can be super dangerous. And Boston was not able to close the deal for this game. So I think Philly obviously knows that Embiid is the guy that's going to be their ace. He's the key component in this. And it just it wasn't the type of performance I was expecting from Boston at home. That did surprise me that they lost this game. But I think they'll close it back in Philly. Game six should. I don't believe that they'll lose a game six on the road, but I definitely wouldn't want to see that happen to them. So Boston, Philly 3-2 now, and Philly is just keeping it going, keeping it going. Um, I also wanted to get to OKC Phoenix. We are just rolling through these games, rolling through them. Hey, like when I'm coming back, recording another pod, I gotta get to all the games, gotta cover everything. I want to start doing like 2 episodes a week just to like really cover everything. But Wellington's Y Zone, follow that page, follow my social media under Wellington Burns, and you'll see like all of the updates with things that I'm doing. But OKC wins 131 to 122, and Shea has 31. The Thunder, they outlast Phoenix, and they do a complete sweep. And I want to do a lyric breakdown on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's Instagram post. I want to do it. I want to set some music. I'm gonna set some vibes here with Mr. Shea. And look, he's going at Dylan Brooks. I'm just doing this because the the Dylan Brooks element is just hilarious when he said, Shea says everybody wants to be villainous until the brooms come out and the dust settles and you realize who the villain is. The funniest part of this post is Cancun on three. He had that for Dylan Brooks. The Cancun on three, which is so funny to me. Man, like I'll say this about Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks, he said something about like this is a ghost writer writing this or whatever. It's just funny to me because Dylan Brooks is like the villainous player that everybody kind of goes after, and they're like, oh man, Brooks is this way. Like, can't believe Brooks. That's just he's like an antagonist. He's really an antagonist. I think you have every guy. There are guys like Dennis Rodman, Draymond Green, Patrick Beverly, guys who are just super like Aggie antagonists. They want to go at everything you're doing, and they're going to make life harder for you. And Dylan Brooks is definitely in that mold. Um, so yeah, Phoenix, it's going to be a long day for any team to have to try to take out OKC. Any team to have to take them out. It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be um heavily heavily gripping in terms of the defensive pressure you're gonna have to put on them, and also just like, look, um, you got a three-headed monster now. Now Jalen Williams, he's out currently. I don't know how long he's going to be out, but that's going to make the interesting part of like you want him, you're going to need him. They're going to need him for a championship push. I don't think they win a championship without the presence of a Jalen Williams when you have tougher series coming forward. So they're going to absolutely need him. And I also think that that San Antonio is the one team that OKC kind of has fits with. We've seen that in the regular season, but they're the one team that is just like really gives them fits going forward. So um yeah, OKC skill an absolute wrecking ball. A team that I would say is very much so undoubtedly the strongest in the West, but it all depends on who they face in the Western Conference Finals. You know, i.e. Denver, OKC. But I think they can beat those teams. Um, and I would still give them the edge in those series, but San Antonio would I definitely think San Antonio will push it to seven. I really think they would. I think that's the type of series that we're gonna see if it gets to that point. Kind of like a coming of age, like this is what Wemby could do for the next 10 to 15 years. So another series I wanted to get to before I go to break is Lakers Rockets. Lakers are up 3-1. Did not see that coming at all. Could not have predicted that. Absolutely could not have predicted that. But the Lakers are up 3-1 and they're just still being propelled by the heroics of LeBron. Like LeBron has been impressive, super impressive in this series. Have to give him credit. Absolutely have to. Reeves out, Luca out. Um, LeBron's doing it all, right? He's absolutely doing the he's getting the groceries, he's cooking, washing dishes, putting them up. He's doing everything. He's making sure that this team is still going to be given life. And I remember he said something after game two, like, or it may have been game one. He's like, whatever they need, like whatever they need, I'm here. Like whatever they need, I am going to be here. So, um, yeah, definitely impressed by what I'm seeing from the Lakers and when it comes to the Rockets, like this is a really bad loss. Um Albeit a miracle, they're going to lose this series and this is one when they don't have two of their stars. Um this is just like a very puzzling loss and the type of loss that they're facing. In the way that they're facing it with a huge deficit, 3-1. Once was 3-0. So, yeah, I think the Rockets are going to have to look in the mirror and they are really going to have to adjust to what is coming forward, what's coming next, what's on the horizon, because you're going to have to look like, do we really want to build with KD? Do we want to? Like, is that really something we want to do, or do we just want to um, keep going forward and see what else is out there, and maybe let KD go with another team since he's like kind of become a journeyman. So a lot of decisions have to be made. A lot of decisions have to be made for Houston. But I think tonight, um, with this game, uh, I believe that they're going to close it out and get to the second half. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back the second half.